Hey everyone, the artificial trainer here. Welcome in, welcome back to my channel. Today we're continuing our series with VACE. This model has been amazing to work with. The options are really endless. Hopefully most of you have seen my face swap video. Today we're going to do something completely the opposite and remove subjects from a video. If you head to my Patreon post in the description below, it'll bring you to this page. You just grab the workflow and drag it right into ComfyUI. Okay, so before we get started, if you have any issues with this workflow, please head to the Discord. I can answer really simple questions in the YouTube comments, but if you're running into things like out of VRAM issues, or the image is warped, or the coloring is bad, those types of things have so many different causes that it's really difficult to troubleshoot them in the YouTube comments. So head over to the Discord. We've got an awesome community building there. There's other people who are really into generative AI, and we're all kind of learning from each other. So it's been a really cool community. Okay, so that being said, let's jump into the workflow here. So the bulk of the work is right at the beginning here. So all we need to do is upload a video, make sure it's in the correct height and width, and then put a prompt in, and then we'll be able to completely replace the subject of the video. So I have this video of this woman dancing. We'll use this one. My height and width got hidden here. I need to make sure that my height and width are correct. So I want this to be 480 by 832, 480 width, 832 height, because it's a vertical video. And then I want to change the prompt to basically be what the image would be if this woman wasn't here. So I should be able to say a concrete wall. Now, all of the other nodes are bypassed. We're just going to get the first frame for now. All right, so we got that first frame, save that off, and then just turn on the inpainting node for now, or the inpainting group, sorry. So we're going to drag in our first frame that we just got from there, and then we're going to use flux fill to inpaint this woman out of the first frame. So we'll open in mask editor, mask her. A tip here is try to make it not look like whatever was already in the subject. So like I had a human in here, so try to not make it look like a human. You want the mask to be kind of random. If the mask is human shaped, it's going to try to put a human into the mask. All right, so let's run this. You may have to run this a couple times to get a good result. So just change the seed if you don't get what you're looking for. Oh, and you can play with the how much you grow the mask as well. I grew the mask a little bit too much here. That's why I end up with this. It kind of just covered the whole picture. So I'm going to reduce how much the mask grew, and hopefully it uses more of the context. Yeah, so there you go, much better. Now our generation with VACE is going to use this reference image in place of the woman and hopefully replace the woman. Just head over and turn on the rest of the nodes. And then just real quick, I left all of this on basically the lowest quantization. If you're having issues with VRAM still, you can swap up to 40 blocks here and 15 blocks in the VACE one. I don't need to do that. So since I'm using 00, I just bypass, but you can do that if you're running into VRAM issues. I also set the quantization lower so that this just out of the box helps with VRAM, and I didn't turn on Sage Attention. It's because a lot of you don't have Sage Attention installed, but if you do have Sage Attention installed, make sure you turn that on. Okay, so last thing you have to do is update the SAM2 masking section here for whatever the subject you're trying to mask out is. So I'm masking out a human, so I'm going to use the human, but you could also use car, dog, whatever it is in your video. Just use that and it'll automatically mask it out with a B box like this, a bounding box. That way it'll cover the human or dog or whatever it is throughout the entire video, and then the model will know like that's where I need to replace with the reference image. Okay, and then the last thing here, we're basically just taking the first frame and we are cutting out the piece that's to be replaced in the first frame. This will give the model a good reference for where to start with inferencing. So that's why we cut out just that specific masked portion and then put white all around it. For some reason, Wan tends to like when there's some white in the reference image. So that is why we are handling the first frame like this, and then that's what's being passed into the VACE sampler. And that really should be all you need to do. Let's just run it and we will see what our result is. You can see it, and put a B box over where the woman is dancing. Oh, and if you get an allocation on device error like this, just run it again. The seeds are all fixed, so it'll retain all the previous information. It'll just start running from where it ran out of memory. All right, so here you can see we replaced the woman with this gray box. VACE uses this gray box when it generates over this gray box. It was trained to look for this kind of grayish color and generate with the reference image over it. All right, and you can see how awesome that result is. So if you liked the setting of a video that a person was in, but you don't want that person in the video, or you wanted to inpaint a new dancer on top of this or anything like that, or even you could put someone just talking, this is a super cool result. And this has worked very consistently from what I've found. I mean, probably 9 out of 10 times it's successful. And the biggest issues typically come from when the model would expect someone to be in the video. So for example, if there's like a walking path in the video, that's going to be much more difficult to replace. Not impossible, but you're going to have to run the generation more times. You have to try more seeds. Okay, so that is it for this video. I hope this is helpful. I can definitely see some really cool things being output like this, especially for compositing and things like that. If you create something cool with this, head over to the Discord and share it there. I love seeing everyone, what kind of art everyone creates, and it honestly helps me when I'm thinking through where I want to go for my next videos. So head over there if you're interested in a community that's learning about AI together. Follow my other socials. I just created an X account. I've been posting some stuff that I'm working on ahead of time there. So if you're interested in seeing what's coming, follow me over there. I do have some donation tiers up on my Patreon. I'll never charge for any of this content, but if you're interested in supporting the channel, that's a great way to do it. I appreciate you watching this video, and I will talk to you in the next one.